following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Well, you're on the last floor. An Asari in a security uniform just comes up to you.
It's a trick. She's part of the Void Wraith and you know it.
I should kill her before she kills herself.
Excuse me there, sir?
You must be security.
Yes, we saw you hanging around a lot. Are you lost? Can I help you?
No, and in fact, where I intend to be, I'm also in a way security for someone on the third from the top floor. We came in from the top. This is bizarre to me.
Your security.
I have this carry permit, for example. So this at least assists in my explanation.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta tell them who you are.
You're going to jail.
I suppose you want my name?
That would help.
Zolo Malvas Natus, for now.
For now.
The Natus part I'm working on.
She doesn't fucking know what that means.
Can you call my parent, please?
So it's just looks like you've been just snooping around various floors in the building.
I was just checking certain key spots for potential threats to my
So were we.
employer. Well, you've done a very fine job. Although
yes.
I do stand out quite a lot, I'm sure it was quite easy to pick me up.
They're making you be the
security
one.
camera right there.
Because, of course, I wasn't trying to hide myself from hotel security. Unless you're a threat to my employer.
And who is that?
I guess I would have to explain what Miss Tiala Diavo. I'm sure
okay,
you're aware.
Sure. We've got a crazy one.
I'm a Sidewinder.
You're going to have to call Tiala to get her to bail you out.
Yeah.
Incidentally, it's nice to know you've got instant name recognition as a sorry space.
So what are you handing?
A Sidewinder business card.
You could have got that from
do we
anywhere.
have an ID?
You know,
No.
anybody can get one of these or make one of these.
Yes, but not everyone can be a Sidewinder.
Do you do that?
I do.
Oh my god!
I guess you want to call
not a
Miss
Sidewinder
Diavo.
gesture.
Yes.
Look, he's copied patent infringement. He signs a dignity.
That's gimmick infringement material.
I can't exactly give you her extranet address, but
There's me calling.
but I could call her and you could speak through.
Okay,
If you-
sure.
Careful, it could be a detonator.
You get a call.
Yes.
Sorry, I was just being scanned. We have a
He's not drunk.
What?
He's not.
particularly observative and security who doesn't quite believe my story that I am indeed just doing a basic sweep. They don't believe that I'm a Sidewinder.
I still don't. I don't go outside your paychecks.
Hello, mysterious voice on the other end that could be anyone. How
I
are
thought you would say that.
Could you just
Can
come
you
bail
come
him
up to... could you bring him up to apartment
17-3.
17-3? That's where I'm at the moment.
I was hoping to avoid a physical meeting.
Just
Oh, I'm sure you were.
Just
go.
hand the gun over to them.
She at least knows I'm allowed to carry it.
What
Yeah,
about?
I think I'll take that anyway.
Yeah.
She bolts an ear onto your thing and then picks.
Oh no, she's taken the least damaging thing I have in my possession.
Don't do this. Don't.
What else do you have?
An Omni tool. It's literally a supercomputer.
Yeah, but they
Don't
don't
make me
sell.
take that as well.
I'm actually surprised more places don't.
Please don't. I'm still
What
here
the
listening.
fuck is wrong with you?
Please just stop. Stop.
Just legitimately am surprised more places don't take that off you.
Places that really need to just have damping,
Have damping fields.
inside their buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I carry grenades that do it. You don't think...
You only need to use it for an instant. The damping fields, at least so far that we've observed.
There are some places like on the Citadel where your guns won't work, for instance, even though you can open carry because it just stops them.
That's why I want a human gun that shoots actual bullets, because there's not a field in the universe that can stop that working. It's just chemistry.
Just mechanics, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Although most composite body armors will stop a slug that. Like the body armor.
Most people don't wear helmets around where they think they're safe, though.
And, yeah, on the Citadel, yeah.
And actually, I'm sure
And
most races
Bogain, being
would
an
have had
Eastern
similar
European-style
firearms
shooter,
today.
aims for the eye socket.
So yeah,
So, well, as you're heading there, I'll go back in time a little and find out what Tiala and Lily and Alandri were doing.
The mum's here too.
Yeah,
And it's
she can watch and help you work out how to do it right.
Oh, she's a sex therapist now.
Jesus,
Just
sorry.
be catching up with her and just seeing how she's been, how the hotel is.
It's just the final bits of construction left to go, so we should be good for opening. It's all just final touch up on the inside.
Yep. If Logain doesn't wish to come, I will at least try and make it.
I don't want to come. I'll probably be busy.
Okay,
You
opening's
might need
next.
the holiday.
Doing all these manly things I do, like lifting weights and shooting guns and kissing ladies on the lips.
Opening will be next week. The promotional stuff she did the shots for should be next week. Yeah, it's all basically next week, and it's all go.
Awesome, that's great. No, I haven't actually been up to much. Just
saving the galaxy.
Teaching dogs to play poker.
Just
And by dogs,
different.
I mean
Just again with the obviously getting the star back was an interesting mission.
Yeah, it's a lot of. There's one very unpopular Asari out there right now, who I believe is on the way, if she isn't already there, being transferred to Thessia to face trial there.
She deserves it, assuming she did it.
I mean, she fucking did. We've got proof.
Let's be honest here.
Oh no, she did it, and and there is enough evidence that is real. Unfortunately, with the guy who she was the one that gave the Krogan the information on where to get it from. So, even though we couldn't bring him back, she is the next best thing.
They're going to have to isolate her.
Yeah. The thing is, again, she believes that she's entitled to it because it was her.
Because her great-great-grandmother had it.
Yeah. It's a thing.
It's not her family's trinket to pass down.
No, and that was one of the things we had to do. Had to make sure that it wasn't. It's the only problem when you're playing in the realms of legality. At least we got it and framed her for receiving it. Well, she didn't.
Don't frame her!
Sorry, I don't mean frame. I mean got her for receiving it.
Yeah.
don't put that in the speech.
Set her up, basically.
Yeah, set her up. Not that it was the real one that she received, but a very good facsimile.
And then, after a little bit more conversation, then the like
Sorry, we're going to have to wait until. I told him this would happen. I did say it to him.
He's a Quarian.
He's a Quarian, they're all the same.
People,
No, she
people
doesn't
are
say that.
naturally more suspicious of Quarians in the Mass Effects, particularly 20 years back now. Before
Yeah, you're really.
it's like you're suspicious people. You skulking around,
Yeah.
you fucking gypsies, tramps, and thieves. You hear what the people of the planet they call you.
Yeah, Landry just says, well, if he's looking to secure the whole complex and he's wandering around the halls, no wonder security.
Yeah, I that's why I said to him, while we're here, you've got your own security. And for not leaving the apartment.
I'm sure you'll be safe here.
Oh, I didn't notice the Gundams in the corner there. It's just a joke. I'm sure there is actually Gundams in the corner here somewhere.
No, I took the Gundams down for cleaning because they're fiddly.
So yeah, the doorbell rings a few moments later.
You don't mind me answering it?
By all means.
Go up to the door. Open the door.
There's a Asari in a security uniform with Zalo
Zalo.
holding his gun.
Hey.
Tell
Hello, ma'am.
Diabo.
It really does look like you.
If only there was some sort of reason.
A pleasure. Honor, in fact.
Sorry about this. Zalo is a member of the Sidewinders. He's also receiving the award on Thursday.
My apologies.
That's fine. You're just doing your job.
He's not used to the security in an Asari area.
That's true, but this did turn out to be the fastest way to make contact with security.
No, it's
No,
not.
you could have just got.
No, we could have called them.
You could have just fired your gun in the hallway. That would have got our attention, but I'd rather you not.
Don't use sarcasm on Zalo.
Sorry to waste your
He's
time.
immune to intellectual
He
humor.
It's alright, gave me something to do. You realise how boring this job usually is?
I hope it is. I really do.
No, that's what they say is the best thing.
No, because I've always found that the most boring job has the most insanity afterwards. So most of these jobs are made up with 90% boredom with 10% insanity.
I usually prefer little things like this where it seems like there's something going on but there isn't, and at least keeps things interesting. False alarms are great. I love them.
It's
All
good
the
that you're
benefit
so
of exciting things
on
to do,
alert,
but none of
though.
the risk.
Yeah.
Things do tend to go wrong around us. So, keep that eye out.
No, you're not help.
I
No,
was just making her aware that
I'm pretty sure she
people
knows.
often come after us.
You have a pleasant evening, ma'am.
You too. Thank you for this.
Oh, one last thing. Would you sign my gun?
I already had the pen coming out before she was.
Of course you do. Psychic powers.
Take it up to Elenia. Elenia has 5 E's.
I know. I think
Maybe
they're gonna have
figure out
gun
what we
signings to know how to spell Armenia.
Thank you.
Have a good
Good luck
day.
on Thessia.
Thank you.
You've earned it. And good job too. Bye.
Meanwhile, out at the food stalls, how many butts do you say it had? It's like a double portion in a
16
box.
on a good one.
Make sure you get a photo of it to show him after he's eaten it. After.
Sorry,
Only after. Only after.
Well,
Are you going to come in, or are you going to go?
I'll step in. All the other floors are basically identical.
It's a condo. These ones are always.
Well, I've never been in a condo before. But now, I know exactly where to stand on each floor should a siege happen. Though if it's a siege by a bunch of Asari, I'm sure there's nowhere safe to stand.
No.
It's actually kind of ironic that... I guess I'm more just being eyes. If it came to actually doing something, even without a weapon, you're definitely more capable than me. Especially if I'm also unarmed.
See, if we had to get out of this place, it's not very hard.
No. Well, we are very close to the roof, and there is also the window.
Why we would go out the roof would just...
And, of course, you can...
Suddenly it dawns on you two that you're having this conversation in front of
Yeah.
these people.
Oh, sorry, work talk just sort of
It's alright, go
happens.
ahead.
We sort of just live the life all the time.
It must get stressful constantly watching your back all the time.
That's the,
Well, you don't.
that's the weird part. As you have noticed, it's not stressful.
It's just sort of natural after a while.
It's
Okay.
actually the quiet is more stressful than the...
Oh, so you want to get attacked?
No, it's more... I find the quietness, the pause, worse than the actual thing. When you're in the mix of it, when it's all happening, you don't have actually you've got no time to think. You've got no time to pause. You've got no time to stress about it. You do. Your training, your experience, all those things. That's why we train all the time. Just like you do for your game, you need it to be instinct, and that's why I find the quiet hard, because you don't practice quiet.
And sort of feels like someone's preparing.
It's
almost.
like the calm before the storm. I've always found the quieter it is, the bigger the problem's going to be afterwards.
At least when the bullets are flying, I know what direction the danger is coming from.
Yeah, everywhere.
Dip.
It's a man who leads a life of danger.
I mean, Elandri's like, well, I mean, I've been involved in some of that at the resort, so...
The resort was actually comparatively, and don't take this the wrong way, kind of a fun little endeavour.
Fun.
Comparatively.
Okay. Sure.
I mean, nothing really went too awry. I mean, I did nearly throw a grenade at some friendlies, but overall, like, it was a fairly upbeat little skirmish.
Remember that thing I told you about ending every sentence you say 7 words sooner?
We're upgrading that to 17.
Paragraphs.
How about you just ask me if you're allowed to say anything?
Vet all conversations through.
Could have just been the locale, I guess.
Read the room.
Petition logo. Redacted, 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 redacted.
Here's all this bit. It's nice. This stuff.
Nope, sorry. Can't say that either.
It's nice. This stuff.
Salute Marine.
Salute Marine.
I learned how to play with knives.
My friend Joey sewed his hands together.
Anyway, someone else talk.
You certainly have interesting companions.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't bring the Krogan back. He decided he didn't want to come back. He decided to fight instead.
So you killed him, okay, that makes sense.
It wasn't our first choice.
It can be hard to restrain once the combat breaks out.
Look, I mean, if you give them a chance and they don't take it, they've got to take what comes with that.
That's true. Don't think he would have really liked to have stood trial in a Surrey courtroom anyway. It's probably the better choice.
True, he did. I suppose he did raid into Asari territory, so it would be under Asari jurisdiction.
Raided in, killed 2 pilots, and stole the star. She's only at least an accessory to the murders.
Even though she did.
Technically, she didn't contract him to kill them. She
No.
contracted him to steal it. But again, it would all depend on how
She had to have known that the defending pilots weren't going to just let that
Yeah.
happen.
it would all depend on how she pleads her case. I don't see it going very well, but
Krogans don't tend to be the type that just shoots out the engines of a fighter and let it drift off. They'll tend to just blast it down.
Especially given the size of their ship, making that shot would be difficult. She should get what he would have got.
especially since it was Bloodpack and that she knew exactly what.
I'm surprised they didn't kill more anyway
There's only 2 pilots.
when they got onto the ship containing the gem.
Why would you?
I'm sure there was other things to steal. It's probably smart of him to escape with just the target, though.
It'd be hard enough to fight Asari inside a ship. But again, he was biotic as well, so
No, that would have helped.
And if he possessed the star at the time,
no, he didn't possess the star at the time, but he was very well versed in biotics.
He obviously didn't defend it well enough on the ship. I would have thought, given the importance of the artifact, that they would have had a contingency of Asari commandos or something on the actual ship itself.
It,
The thing about this kind of thing
I'm-
is no one ever expects the thing to be. Otherwise,
I'm
they'd have
ass-
more than 2 fighters.
I'm assuming they may have been transporting it. I don't know how many other transports they had doing it at the same time. I don't know if they were, because I know it was going to the Citadel, but I don't know if they were covertly transferring it to the Citadel. I know nothing
Well,
about,
obviously, she found out about it coming from somewhere.
which is
So
the
the
question
tip-off.
was, how did she find out? So I'm guessing they're sifting through a lot more information to find out.
She's probably got. There's probably at least one other person on the inside here.
she did hint at someone, but of course they have all our recordings, so
They would
they'll find out.
they would have found out by now who it is.
Probably somebody on the ship.
It would have been someone on the ship.
Either that or somebody who was in charge of getting it onto the ship back on Thessia.
It's never really been mentioned on what actually happened on the ship. We don't know if the
Well, the records of the trial itself hasn't actually.
it would be interesting. I
Does it?
mean, if I was to try and assault someone like that, you had someone on the inside setting it up, you would gas the ship.
Yeah.
Did they gas the ship?
Again, we don't know.
Yeah, we kind of do.
It'd be easier to
You
vent
know
it.
they didn't.
All you have to do is puncture the hole in the right places. It'd be easier
Yeah,
to
problem
vent it.
venting it as you could vent
Yeah,
the,
you got
the item.
you got a bunch of
I guess if we
torture.
could replace the collection team with someone not Bloodpack, then a lot of possibilities open up.
Well, the thing is, he dealt with a lot of torture, and it's when you are overwhelmed by numbers.
Oh, and if he's got Watcher helping him out, he could have just pumped the inside of the ship with something that didn't even affect them.
Yeah, but again, when that happens, you get into suits. But again, if more likely it was done that, and then all they have to do is rupture your suit.
Well, they probably weren't probably even wearing suits. The ones inside the.
It will all come out of the trial.
Hopefully, I'm sure she'll definitely get prosecuted. Whether they find out the rest.
Oh, they won't worry about the rest of. I mean, it would be helpful, but they will find her guilty, and they'll find whoever helped her guilty.
Well, we certainly collected enough evidence.
Yes.
And you stopped those nasty drones on the Citadel as well.
Yeah, that was actually really bad. Those drones, they were planning on assassinating people with them.
Has a guess at saying that the potential damage from failing to complete that operation would be worse than failing to retrieve the star.
It'd be on par just about.
Because I'm sure he seemed very connected to it. I wonder if he even intended to sell it in the end. But
He could have made a lot of money by. No one would have even suspected it for a while anyway. I mean, CSEC would have conned on to something. Again, why something like that hasn't happened sooner is another question.
Another story of how not to use drones.
Yeah, just watch out for the drones. The problem is now that the idea's out and about.
You think another place will use them?
Well, what's
There's already drones for like military purposes and
Yep.
things, but
so now what's stopping the average person from doing exactly what they plan to do on a private drone?
I imagine they would have to somehow get the materials and or the weaponry to put inside the drone past Citadel Customs.
I'm not just saying on the Citadel.
Also, the ability to home in on individuals on the Citadel based on their omni-tool and location is not something that is made available to the public.
No.
They were only able to do it because somehow private interests were able to gain a massive lever hold on a utility, almost.
I mean, I sort of have an idea for a little battle bug drone I've been working on, but it wouldn't be capable of doing any of the stuff they were capable of finding people, at least in that way. It was the biggest threat of it.
Yeah, Alandri will mention something similar to.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like, well, of course, Space Post had databases of everybody on the
Which, I mean,
Citadel, so that's where they could get to people. Whereas, I don't imagine just any ordinary person would be able to do that.
I wouldn't say any ordinary person, but again, other worlds, other places, other people could mimic. It's a possibility. Like,
Oh, there will be some copycat somewhere. So there's somebody who will go, no, there's an idea. Let's see if I can adapt it better.
so just say, watch out for the drones.
Oh, I bet Batarian Arms is doing
Right.
that somewhere else. In their own jurisdiction.
Why would you trial it on the Citadel? You'll trial it elsewhere.
Maybe it wasn't a trial.
As long as it's not on.
Citadel's the most major galactic hub in the whole galaxy.
Yeah, but
It's where almost everybody who's important shows up at least at some point.
so they would have trialed it on another planet and then tried to trial it on.
Karshan keeps to itself. It doesn't really let people know what's going on there.
Maybe should we ever go to any Batarian planets we don't auto post?
I guarantee we can't go to Baturian planets.
I wouldn't go to Batarian planets.
There's one
Except
we
maybe
could go to,
Kamala. It's apparently not too bad.
but I was just going to say that is the one we can go to.
No, we can't go there.
It's just, it is a place people can go, is what I.
Well, not according to Kamala. She's like, no, don't come here, guys. We don't have room. But previously, she was like, it's racist to say that. So I mean, make America great again, Kamala. Whatever.
But you are right. You shouldn't go to Kamala.
I wouldn't go to any Batarian places.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
I'm not just
space
saying
is-
that because I'm a Asari, because,
It's just it's a safety thing.
oh yeah, no, you're just asking to be taken by somebody, especially when you're remotely important in any way.
Yep.